Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to this special edition and special coverage on the inauguration of the new security and smart documents complex on Ain Sokhna highway that was inaugurated today by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, accompanied by a number of officials and ministers. And during the inauguration, President Sisi praised efforts exerted to establish the huge complex and asserted that the project goes along with the state's plan to digitalize all government services. And on this topic, we're glad to be joined over the phone by Dr. Mustafa Reda, political analyst. Good afternoon, sir. Dr. Reda, can you hear me, sir?
Hello?
Good afternoon, Dr. Mustafa. Sir, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi inaugurated today the new security and smart documents complex on Ain Sokhna highway, and he was accompanied by a number of officials and ministers. How do you see the significance of this complex?
The new administration, the present administration handles, you see, conflicts in a professional manner, and there is an emergency and security committee that handles all these issues. So certainly, we had two examples, you see, in the past few days, and they were handled in a professional manner, and we felt that everything was in a very good way.
Sir, during the inauguration, President Sisi praised efforts exerted to establish the huge complex and asserted that the project goes along within the state's plan to digitalize all government services. How important, sir, is it, in your opinion, to digitalize all government services?
Certainly, this is a very important point that you have raised. Certainly, digitalization will facilitate and will make things easier and quicker. That will streamline the procedures. Number two, they will reduce the corruption that might be present in certain circumstances, you see. And it will enable citizens to finalize and get their services in a quick manner. On another issue, it's very important that we have to train. There should be certainly a lot of people, you see, are not aware, and they are not aware about the electronic devices, and so it will be very, very important that to show the benefits first, number one, and number two, how these to have it in a simple manner, you see.
Yes.
To have these procedures in a simple manner in order that with the majority of the people here in citizenship can benefit from this.
Right. Well, sir, how important is it in helping, this matter, how is it important in helping pushing forward the country's development process?
Certainly, it's very, very important because, again, one of the obstacles that are meeting our country here is bureaucracy. So certainly, by having these mechanisms, it will reduce the process and the time frame, and it will facilitate matters in a professional manner.
Mm-hmm. And how important is it in enhancing technical and mechanical work of government services?
Yeah, it's very, very important. You see, certainly, as I said before, that we should emphasize about the importance and of using these devices. Probably because, and another issue which is very, very important is building and reconstructing the infrastructure for these digitalization processes. Because I'll give you an example, sir. When we had using the computers and the laptops and all that in the education system, we found some drawbacks. You see, sometimes the internet goes down, the system goes down, and this is evidence also in banks. You see, when you go to ATM machines, sometimes you find the system is out of order. And sometimes if you go to a bank and try and cash money or deposit money, the teller will simply tell you that the system is out of order. And it takes some time. It takes 2 or 3 hours. So certainly, building and updating the infrastructure is very important in order to avoid failures.
Well, sir, the Security and Smart Document Complex is equipped to provide data in both Arabic and English, and also provides the state sectors with statistics and appropriate reports. How important is this complex in facilitating statistics and appropriate reports in due time?
Certainly, it's very important because, as you know, that we have a problem here with the data and information. So if you want to conduct a study, it's rarely you see that you find the correct information. And you spend a lot of money in order to conduct market research, for example, for certain products. So certainly, by having all this digitalization system, you'll be able to get replies and make your statistics and your analysis in a quick and professional manner.
Right. Well, speakers at the inauguration said the new complex aims to establish an integrated system between the ministry and the complex. How do you see the outcome of such a link?
Certainly, this is a very good step. But however, again, there should be, I suggest that they have a committee in order, certainly, because you'll be finding drawbacks and problems, you see, in the application process. So in order to avoid bureaucracy and conflicts and all that, so it will be very important to have a committee in order to take quick decisions in order to overcome any obstacles that might face this project.
Sir, officials also described the complex as a major technological project for producing highly secured documents. What kind of documents, in your opinion, need such a facility?
You mean what kind of documents?
Yes, what kind of documents need such a facility, producing highly secured documents?
Certainly, in order to have this process, it will be, in addition to having the documentation process, you have to have certainly a security system in order that no one will be able to go into the information which is related to a specific person, you see, as a secret number or something of that sort, you see, in order to protect the information and the data of citizens. So this is having a strict and professional security system.
Yes. They also said that the secured smart documents complex will contribute to curbing forgery and smuggling. How is that?
Certainly, I'll be very honest with you, we cannot eliminate this, you see, but we can reduce it by awareness, creating awareness, as I mentioned to you, that sometimes we find, certainly in probably the banking system, and in credit cards, you find sometimes a hacker that goes into the accounts and tries to use them in a very bad way. So certainly, it's very important to emphasize a professional security system that will eliminate all this or reduce it, to be specific with you.
Right. Well, Dr. Reda, reducing public treasury losses and protecting the rights of the state and citizens were also listed as objectives for the founding of the complex. How would the complex contribute to this objective, in your opinion?
Well, certainly the objectives are quite good, but certainly, again, there should be a follow-up system in order that we could eliminate any obstacles that might encounter this project. The point is, again, that we should train the people, you see. It's very, very important. The training is very important on these new methodologies because we are not very much aware, you see. Most of the people here are not aware about these systems. So it will be very important, it will be imperative, the training and updating of usage of this system.
Well, also the complex was described as representing a great added value to support the country's strategy for digital transformation. How would you describe the digital transformation path in Egypt so far?
Certainly, a lot of steps have been taken, and I'll give you a specific example. The tax authorities have digitalized their system in order that, and this certainly will, as I mentioned before, reduce corruption, and improve security, and certainly will facilitate, the process of people going to the tax department and making declarations and filling forms and all that. All this can be done through the IT, through computers. So certainly it will streamline the process.
How important is digital transformation in the current phase, sir, in your opinion?
Well, it's very, very important, because the next era will be the information era. You see, we will not be depending on papers and documents. We'll be depending on, digitalization worldwide. So certainly this is a pivotal, very important and pivotal subject.
In your opinion, what are the pros and cons of digital transformation and the process in Egypt specifically?
You mean can you say it again, please?
I mean the pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages.
The cons sometimes, the pros certainly, as I mentioned, quick process, reducing of corruption, time, we're going to have a time frame, a short time frame for these projects, for finalizing any issues. Other things that I mentioned is the training of people and understanding of the system. You see, it's very, very important, and the infrastructure, updating the infrastructure.
Right. Well, the complex reportedly aims to ensure the governance of issuing official documents with the latest global security specifications, such as educational certificates, passports, and so on. Does this mean it would be the target for issuing any official documents on the public level instead of going to specific ministries for this purpose?
Could you repeat the question again, please?
The complex reportedly aims to ensure the governance of issuing official documents with the latest global security, including passports, educational certificates, and so on. So does this mean it would be the target for issuing any official documents on the public level instead of going to specific ministries for this purpose?
Okay. Certainly, we have this already. See, it's existing. If you want to get a birth certificate, it's done through a computer. Now you can go to the police station, and it will not take more than 2 or 3 minutes, and they issue these documents. I don't see there's a problem with that in this respect.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Mustafa Reda, our political analyst. Many thanks for your insight. And dear viewers, with this we come to the end of this edition of Africa Today. Many thanks for watching, and don't forget to join us on top of the hour with more news and updates.